Hey y'all, hey, how are y'all doing? I know I haven't been live and I said I was going to get consistent with it, so I'm so sorry. But today I'm coming on here. I don't know if y'all can see the title, but the title of my live today is Get Your Damn Business in Order. What that means is, as a tax professional, and y'all, if I forgot to give that, my name is Rebecca Davis. I am the CEO of Tax Time Express Tax and Business Services. Been preparing taxes almost 20 years, so I know my stuff. Anyway, now that that's out the way. So, as a business owner, I see a lot of people that come in to get their taxes filed and they claim that they have businesses. So, I say businesses because a lot of times people just say that because they feel it'll help them at tax time. We need to, and there are some that actually do have businesses. A lot of people actually do have businesses. They just don't look like their businesses because they don't have their business in order. So, I want to challenge you all that have businesses to start taking your business seriously where paperwork is concerned. Make sure you are showing yourself as a legit business. If you are not serious about your business, it's going to show that you're not serious. And when it gets to the IRS, they're going to feel like you either don't have a business or you don't know, what you're doing with said business. Whenever you're trying to get any kind of bank funding, any kind of business credit, any kind of loans, grants, any of that, your business paperwork has to be in order. A lot of you leave so much money on the table because your business is not structured correctly. A lot of you are trying to establish business credit and you can't because your business is not structured correctly. Get the case in point. It doesn't matter what the business is. It doesn't matter how small it is, how big it is. You should still be doing the exact same thing, which is keeping your documents, keeping your business, getting your business structured correctly and keeping your documents, correct. So basically, let's start with something as small as, let's just say you are a Instacarter. You do Instacart, you do Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, or Amazon Flex. Those are you're a contractor for those companies. You don't work for those companies, you're a contractor, which makes that a business. So just because you do those things doesn't mean that you don't have to keep up with records, because when you come in to get your taxes filed, it's not my job to tell you what you did in your business. And the IRS is cracking down on that with tax pros not doing their due diligence in asking those questions like, how did you come up with this amount that you said you made? How did you come up with these expenses? How did you come up? Because you just come in there, you don't have no documents, no nothing, no receipts, no nothing. You just say, oh, at the top of my head, I made this and I spent this and I spent that. So how are you tracking this stuff? So again, something as simple as Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, those kind of things. You have so many deductions that you can write off from that. But if you are not creating a system for you to track those things during the year, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table. It's as simple as keeping up with your when you go get your oil changes, that oil change receipts, because that receipt is going to show the previous mileage and that you had when you first got the oil change previous to that one, and the mileage that it had when you're getting it done that time. So that's a mileage log. When you buy stuff like accessories for the car, like car chargers or auxiliary cords. I don't know if people still use auxiliary cords, but y'all know what I'm saying. So when you buy that kind of stuff, keep a record of it. I'm not saying you have to keep all of the receipts, but it's best to keep the receipts so that you can go and track those items into a spreadsheet, a Word document, or whatever, so that when you go and file your taxes, you take that to your tax pro. Because as a tax pro, I'm going to tell you, nothing irks me more for somebody to come in my office and say they have a business, but they don't have anything documented. They want me to tell them what their business made. That's a no-go. So no matter how small you feel the business is, get your documents, keep your documents in order. Another thing is, no matter how small or big your business is, make sure your business is structured properly. I have so many people that feel like, oh, I just want to be an S corp. I want to be taxed as an S corp, and their business may make $1,000 a year. You don't need to be taxed as an S corp, because with that kind of money, you can't even afford to pay the payroll taxes. You can't even afford to pay payroll. Like, who's gonna be on payroll for that? So make sure you're doing your due diligence and you are properly structuring your business. For instance, if Uber and Lyft or DoorDash, Amazon is something that you have made a business out of, and that's something that you want to do on a constant basis, you're going to do that. This is what you're going to do. This, you want to go ahead and get you a little DBA, with that, so that it looks like you are taking that business seriously. If it's something you're just doing for extra money on the side and you can do it 1 month and not have to do it the next, and you're not consistent, then don't do that. But if it's something you're trying to make out of a business, go ahead and get your business structured properly. Those that have been in business 2 and 3 years and you don't even have a sole prop or LLC, where you don't have a DBA or LLC, you are not taking your business seriously. If you've been in business that long and you haven't went and got any paperwork on your business to show this is your EIN, this is your business name, it's registered with the state and all of that, you're doing yourself a disservice. IRS thinks that they look at that as a hobby. Get your business registered. If you've been doing it that long, get your business registered. What else I was going to say? And another thing, you're out here doing business, no matter what type of business it is, and you have no liability, meaning you go out doing business and something happens and you're just a sole proprietor or a DBA, and you're just out here conducting business and something happens and somebody sues you, guess what? They're coming after you. You and yours. If you have the business registered, that's the good thing about an LLC. It comes with limited liability, meaning if you have your business structured as an LLC and you're out here and something happens and somebody comes after the business, they can only come with that LLC. They can only come after the business, meaning if the business doesn't have the money, oh well, they can't come after you or your personal assets, because you have that protection set up for your business. Y'all, it's not hard to get your business structured. Stop being out here doing business for many, many years and you have no type of business structure. Then you have the nerve to go to the bank talking about a dang business loan. And they ask you for the documents and you pull out these dang Cash App screenshots, which we got to stop that. First of all, we got to stop that. Now, I accept it because, baby, I get it at tax time all the time, these screenshots. Because, first of all, I done got people hand me their phone. First off, who fits to scroll through all of that? Not me. So, let's stop taking these folks in these banks, these Cash App screenshots, because they're going to politely see you on out of there. You have to take your business seriously. It's nothing to get a business bank account. If you are a business and you're serious about it, you should have a business bank account. It's nothing to get a business bank account. You can get a business bank account anywhere. And I'm not knocking the Cash App. I'm not knocking the Chime, because I take everything because I want to make sure I take what you have. I'm not knocking that, but have you still a business bank account to conduct for your money to flow through? It's easy. Especially when it comes for tax purposes. At the end of the year, you use your bank card for all of your business purchases and expenses. At the end of the year, you just pull those bank statements and you can go in and reconcile what your business did. Stop. And then, like I said, when you're ready to get funding, business funding, loans and stuff, stop taking them people those Chime screenshots, those Cash App screenshots. Stop taking them that. And then now, the government done caught on to that, because now you still, when you accept money and you have these business Cash Apps and stuff, they're sending out that Form 1099-K if you make a certain amount of money. So they still know about it. So you might as well just get you a business bank account. And it's not hard. Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they're some of the easiest ones to get a bank account with. Now, another thing, when you do set up your business bank account, Do not treat your business like it's a business. Treat your business like it's a business. Thank you, Tressa. Treat your business like it's a business. I have to say that so many times. What I mean by that is, again, when you go and get that business bank account and you take the statements to get funding, get a car in your business name, whatever it is you're trying to get, and those lenders are looking at that bank statement and they see the Gentleman's Club, or they see Krispy Kreme, or they see Foot Locker, or House of Blues, all this personal stuff. They frown against that. Do not use your business bank account to make your personal expenses. If you're going to pay yourself a salary out of the business account, do it the right way. Transfer the money, either transfer, Zelle, whatever, the money from the business account to your personal account every whatever day you're going to pick, so that there's a record of that. There's a record and they can kind of see. Do not commingle your personal and your business together, because they definitely ain't gonna give you nothing, and they not gonna take you seriously when they see that. So again, treat your business like a business. A lot of y'all think, oh, well, I just do this, I just do hair, so it's not. No, that's your business. I don't care if you just sweep the floor, or if you just mop the floor, or you the one to pick up the hair after the barber cuts it. If that's your business, treat it like it's a business. Take it seriously, because if COVID didn't teach you all nothing, it should have taught that the way those people were getting those businesses together to get that PPP, and the way they were checking, it needs to be on your tax return, it needs to be this, it needs to be documented, it needs to be all this, that. Get your business in order. Not saying it's going to be another that's PPP or any of that, but again, you may down the line want to get business funding. You may want to establish business credit. You may want to do any of those things. And if so, that stuff is going to have to be in order. So properly structure your business. If you've been doing business for a very long time and your business makes a lot of money as an LLC, if you're making $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a year as an LLC, $50,000, and you got people working for you and you're paying them, look into being taxed as an S corp when you're making that kind of money, because that kind of money you're being taxed. When you file your taxes, you're paying self-employment taxes, which are very high. You're paying the self-employment taxes to cover the Social Security, Medicare, and all of that. That is normally taken out of W-2s. But since you're working for yourself, then those self-employment taxes, it covers that. And if your business is making that kind of money, and again, you have people that are working under you and you're paying them, maybe consider looking at being taxed as an S corp. You only want to be taxed as an S corp if your business is making quite a bit of money and, it makes sense. Meaning somebody's getting paid a reasonable salary. Somebody's getting paid a reasonable salary, or you're getting paid a reasonable salary, or you have several people that's getting paid a reasonable salary. Hey, God, it's scrolling so quick. Fredisha. But yeah, so make sure you take your business seriously and get your paperwork in order. So many people think that by not having paperwork or not having it structured, they're hiding from the IRS. You're not. That's why now they're sending out that form when you get money on Cash App and Venmo and all of that. The Cash App and Venmo people tracking the form. So you might as well just structure your business correctly. You're not hiding anything, and you're doing yourself a disservice. You're leaving so much money on the table because you're not able to correctly file the business like you need to, because you don't have it structured properly. You're not able to get business credit. You're not able to apply for things in your business name, bank funding, none of that, because you don't have it structured properly. So just keep that in mind. Tax Time Express, are going my plug because y'all knew it was coming. Tax Time Express does, under Rebecca Davis Enterprises, my other brand, we do business formations, we do business startup, business consults. If you have a business in your mind that you want to get it on paper, we help with all of that. We consult with that. So many of you have so much potential and you're just scared to take that step on starting a business. You know how many businesses I've started since I've been in business, like so many. I was thinking of a business the other day, and I ain't gonna tell y'all because I think I might still do that. But I sit and I've always been very ambitious. But I sit and look at TV during the day when I stopped working corporate America, and for the first month I just stayed home and watched TV, and all those commercials about, I literally almost went to be a doctor. Like they had almost talked me into it, my big grown self, because those commercials come on and I'll be like, I bet I could do that. I bet I could do that. I bet I could go to school for that. Like I've always been very ambitious, but a lot of you have so much potential and you're scared to take that first step. But what y'all do is y'all sit out here and you allow other people to talk you out of your greatness because they don't want to step it up. So because they okay with being nothing, they want you to be nothing with them, they talk you out of your good idea and make you feel like you're not good enough to do it, and you sit there and listen to them and sit back and don't do it just for months later either they doing it or they done told somebody else who is doing it. So when you have those ideas or whatever, y'all, you have to try it. You know how many times everything is you're not gonna win at everything. Some things are gonna fail, but you get so much satisfaction to say, well, shoot, at least I tried it. Because guess what? You may try it and it may just work. Be sitting on this $1 million idea and you don't let your friend who don't even work or do nothing talk you out of your great idea because you're afraid. I can help you with that. Y'all have to get out of your way, get out of your own way, get out of your head, and start stepping out on faith and making some of this stuff a reality, because it's not hard. It's not hard. As many times as I done failed at things, as many times if things not went my way, as many times I went months with no customers or whatever, I'm still going. Because for me, quitting is not an option. It's not an option. So too many people depend on what I do. So quitting is not an option. So I have to pivot. I have to think of something else. I have to add something else. I have to take away something. I have to go back to the drawing board. But quitting is something I'll never do. So those that have those great ideas, those that, because entrepreneurship is hard, y'all, but it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding. So those of you that have those ideas sitting in your head and you're just afraid to take that next step, reach out to me. Let me help you with that. Let me help you navigate that. Because so many people, I know a lot of my clients I talk to, they are so smart, so business savvy, have so many talented ideas, are very talented. And I'm asking, why haven't you started that business? Oh, I just feel like I'm just not going to do well at it. How you know? You ain't even tried it. Try it. And when I say try it, it doesn't mean go out and buy a whole dang building and rent a building and do that. No, you start small. Start at home. Tax Time started in my 3-bedroom apartment. Now I am sitting with 920 something active clients that are in a brick and mortar. I've been in a brick and mortar now for over 12 years in a seasonal business. You know how many tax pros have to switch buildings every year because they only look at their tax business as a 3-month business. No, Tax Time for me is a business. It's a brand. It's not just a 3-month seasonal. So you have to treat it as such. If you tell your business, if you treat it like that, then that's how you're going to receive from it. So I've never treated it like a seasonal business. People ask me now, well, what do you do when taxes are over? What do you mean? I pay rent. Taxes are never over for me because my business is not treated like a seasonal business. It's a brand. It's a business. Year round, it runs. We don't just do taxes. We do other stuff. So y'all have to stop sitting on y'all's potential and get out of your own way, get out of your own head, and get out there and do it. Because y'all, you can't really depend on these 9-to-5s. Now, I'm not knocking nobody that does work a 9-to-5, because there's days where I want to go back to one. I've only been 100% self-employed for 4 years. So those that know me know how old I am. So for most of my whole business that I've been a business owner, I worked a full-time job and ran a full-time business for over 16 years. I did it every day because I myself was afraid to just step out on faith and just leave that for sure money to focus on my business. And it was one day where I said, I pour so much into these other people's jobs, and then I give my business the leftovers. What if I pour just as much into my own business that I do? And so it didn't happen overnight. It didn't. I had to really, really get there. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And it's been 4 years. I haven't looked back. Well, I ain't going to say I ain't look back, because I look back all the time. I do. There's times where I will go apply for a job. But yes, like I said, y'all have to take these businesses seriously. Stop being afraid. Stop, standing your own way. Because me, I'm not afraid. If I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, I tried. I tried. Yeah, you might lose a little money or whatever, but at least you try. Everything costs money. Everything. Even if you cut back on something, when it's something that I know I want to do, and I don't want to just pull it out of my business, or and because I don't know how it's gonna go, I sacrifice something. If it means making my Starbucks at home for 3 months, or if it means not eating out for 2 months, or if it means staying off the internet shopping for 2 months, you have to find what that is and sacrifice it to get what it is you're trying to get. And I know it's easier said than done, but if you put your mind to it, you can definitely make it happen. And a lot of y'all are very smart, very, very ambitious, and have so much potential, so much talent, and you're just sitting on it because you're scared. But I wouldn't even mean to go out there. But back to what I was saying about the business stuff. As a tax pro, like I said, it makes our job harder when you come to us with a business and you don't have none of your stuff together. And when I say together, it doesn't necessarily mean writing down what you made on the back of a piece of paper. Like, the IRS doesn't want to see that anymore. Like, how did you come up with these numbers? If you're not showing any kind of profit and loss. And another thing, that is not your tax pro's job to do your bookkeeping unless you're paying for the bookkeeping. Okay? It's not your tax pro's job to do your bookkeeping unless you're paying for the bookkeeping. So when I say, when you bring all those expenses and all of that, and it's just out there, it's just, oh, I bought coffee yesterday, and it's just on this paper, like, I can't, what is that? So but it goes back to taking your business seriously. Because if you knew the money that you're leaving on the table by not being consistent and keeping up with your records and your bookkeeping and income and expenses, or paying somebody to do it for you during the year, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. Because by the time you come to me or whatever tax pro, you done forgot everything. And all we're going to do is what you tell us. Whatever you tell us you did, that's what you did. You probably done left out $2,000-$3,000 worth of expenses because you're not consistent and you've forgotten. So, again, take your business seriously. Keep your records in order. You want to get out here and start getting business funding, business credit. I'm hearing everybody talk about getting cars in their business name. You ain't going to do that with that Chime and that Cash App screenshot. They ain't trying to hear that. Get you a business bank account. Be a grown-up. Get you a business bank account and use your business debit card for all of your business expenses. So that way everything is in one place. And keep track of all of your income and expenses. And so when it's time for you to file your taxes, everything is organized for your tax pro. Because trust me, it makes our job a lot easier. Okay? So that's all I have for today. I thank y'all for joining in. Y'all, please follow me. If y'all don't already follow me, please follow me. Rebecca, Tax Time Express. I'm always on here with tax tips, the tax law updates. The next live I do, I'm going to go over a lot of the updates from that big, beautiful bill. Some good stuff, some not so good stuff. But follow me. Like I said, if you have a question you would like for me to answer regarding taxes or business, you can always message me and I will go live and answer it. I don't have to say your name. If you need help with getting that business idea out of your head, message me. If you need help with your taxes, message me. If you would like to become a tax pro, if you would like tax training to become a tax pro and start your own tax business, message me. So either way, follow me or message me, okay? Thank y'all for your time and y'all have a nice day.